Hey, Century 21 veterans, Ken Morawski coming in live out of beautiful Pendle, Pennsylvania. As everybody knows, it's the Mayfair of Bucks County. Mel, where are you at today?
I am in sunny Levittown. It is awesome
Nice.
here.
Sweet-o, man. We're going to change the format today, try to keep everybody guessing. Mel's going to hit the top 5 in real estate. Go.
All right, guys. So, the governor's orders, there are no showings. Everything is virtual. So please call if you have buyers that are interested in houses. Ask the agent if they have a virtual tour or any sort of video from the seller and get deals done that way because that's awesome. If you guys have settlements going on and it is with our title company, you will notice some differences. It is in a tent. It is drive up only. There are deed packs and there are no agents involved. So we get a couple questions through our conveyancing email that says, I don't understand why I'm not going to settlement as an agent. As much as we love you and we think that you are super important, title doesn't care. And they don't really want you there. So less people there, that means we can actually get to the closing table. So
How do I
agents
get my check? How do I get my check?
Oh, well, so checks are either ACH debited, we can do that, or we can FedEx to my house, actually. Since we're working remotely, we're actually FedExing everything there. We're telling the title companies in advance because that way you guys don't have to worry about it. Sellers are not at settlement either, as crazy as that is. Ken and I have been doing this for years on deed packets. And how cool are we? Now that is the only thing you get to do is a deed packet. So your seller's not at settlement either. They sign
You
couple
were
days
cool before it was cool, man.
I know. I'm awesome about that kind of stuff.
Yeah, D-Pack's the way to go, gang. Don't fight it. Believe me when I tell you, when the sellers and the buyers are sitting there talking about mailboxes and trash pickup and just stuff you couldn't care less about, you're going to wish you could listen to this advice.
And the last big thing that's a recap for us is just watch your temp UNOs. We have a lot of agents on the other side of deals who are, if you're the buyer's agent, the listing agent is, don't worry about it, go to settlement, we're good to go. I have a temp UNO. Watch your temp UNO because some of them don't allow the buyers actually to occupy the property. And others may not have all of their certifications that you can actually get a UNO after this is all over. So watch your temp UNO and don't let an agent on the other side of the deal push you through and have a problem for your buyer. So
I think a temp UNO might look something like I have all 3 certifications from all 3, heat and chimney and electrical. I have all that. I just don't physically have the paperwork from the township. I'd probably a whole lot better with that than we haven't gotten anything. Just keep it in mind. It's something you got, you just be cognizant of that for your people.
So those are our quick recaps. So now we'll get into the cool, great
new info.
I know.
So we just did a webinar a couple hours ago with Century 21. And they had a lot of heavyweights on there. The president of NAR, the chief economist from NAR, a lot of people who are kind of plugged in know what's going on with this kind of stuff. Chief economist Dr. Hume was very exciting for me, not because I'm a big fan of guys with pocket savers, but because he believes the same thing I believe. This is a medical, not a financial crisis. Once the medical thing passes, we're going to zip right on back into selling houses like we were in January and February. So PAR's doing some things on our behalf. They're lobbying with Congress. They are also lobbying on a local level, that being PAR. PAR has, since the weekend, sued the governor of the state of Pennsylvania to try to get us back to work. And before anybody gets up on their soapbox and says, oh my God, that's so unsafe, that's their job. Their job is to make sure that we have a work environment to go to. Now, what it looks like when we get there is another conversation. I think that's up to us. For me personally, I haven't been outside the house in like in a store or anything like that without a mask for the last couple of days. So we're taking it seriously. We know they're taking it seriously. Obviously, the governor's taking it very seriously because he won't let us work. So that said, what's going to happen this week? Friday, you guys as independent contractors are going to be eligible to file for what we've affectionately called PPP loans, personal payroll protection loans, or something along that line. In any event, it is a process that seems easy on the surface. It's a one-page application followed by many other pages, but the point is that if you get it in that way and it happens to take 5 minutes, you're the lucky one. Melanie and I we're a third application already.
Yep.
Yeah, So check with your bank. I can tell you that if your bank is Wells Fargo, your bank is limited, and that's because of the jam up they got into a couple of years ago. So you may want to look for another bank. There are many out there who will do it. Some will require you to be a member of the bank. You'll have to have an account there. You'll have to be, something along that line. Ideally, check with your bank first. Get in the front of the line. Get up early. Get into this thing. Start putting these things in because you don't know what it's going to be. We don't know how long this is going to last, and we think that everybody that can take advantage of it should. Mel?
So in regards to the loan, just so you guys know what it is, because we say you should get it, you should take advantage of it. Let's discuss what it is. So if you are a 1099 employee, which you all are for us, 1099 contractor, you will take your Schedule C from your last tax return filings, and you will take your 1099 from 2019. You'll take your 1099, you'll divide that up over 12, because that's how many months that you worked, and you will take that number and actually multiply that by 2.5 times. That's the number that they are willing to give you as a loan, which will then turn into a grant once you pay yourself. So we had done a quick session last week. We probably need to do another one strictly on the PPP and how you would pay yourself back, because there are some really strict rules and regulations, but it is going to end up being pretty close to free money if you do it correctly.
Doable, man.
Yeah.
It's all doable.
Yeah, so again, there is an SBA loan application. I will actually attach it. You guys are going to notice it says how many employees. You are one. You have one employee, and it's yourself. It's going to ask you your income. That's going to be your 1099. So it is pretty easy to kind of walk through. When it asks who the owner is, again, that's you. So fill it out, because if you apply at one bank or you apply at 10 different banks for this PPP loan, it is all the same application because the application is done by the SBA.
Now, the bank, on the other hand, is going to have some additional requirements. And this, friends, is where the fun starts. 2 weeks ago, federal government said, hey, here's all this money, give it away. Banks turned around and said, yeah, we want to add all kinds of red tape to it. So that's kind of where we are right now in the red tape phase. I'm sure you've been hearing about it. There's a lot of drama going on with this thing. I'm hoping that the week that all of the owners and such have gone through makes it less dramatic for you guys. So anyway, here's the other thing I'll tell you. You got to do your own research, right? Again, we talked about this last week. Up until Thursday, we had one set of rules that we were going by. And on Friday morning at 7 o'clock, when I went to apply for this thing, there was a completely different set of rules out there. So pay attention, stay up on what's going on, do your own research, make sure you know what's going on as far as, and again, I say this all the time to people, man, verify your source of information, right? You can listen to one talk show, radio show, TV show, whatever the case may be, and they're telling one side of the story, and they forgot to give you the rest of these details. So do your research, make sure it's valid.
So we've been staying up on Governor Wolf and his lovely live broadcast that he does around 2 or 2:30. Apparently, people are more irritated that he's getting involved at the time of the soap operas than they are in anything else, which is kind of crazy. But the reason we tune in every time that he comes on is because we are trying to figure out when they're going to open up unemployment for independent contractors. It seems that he's more interested in talking about his lovely masks that his wife makes than a couple other things like, I don't know, going fishing.
Fishing you can do in Pennsylvania.
Oh yeah, you can go fishing in PA, but we're not going to discuss unemployment with you guys. So he seems to ignore the issues. We tune in because we really want to know when he's going to open that up. And it's not just for realtors, it's for anyone that was an independent contractor. And you guys have been going on 4 weeks of not receiving any income. And the governor seems to not be talking too much about it.
Tell them what we did, Mel. Tell them what we did.
We wrote letters to all of our local congressmen. We wrote them to the senators, and we wrote them to Governor Wolf because we feel that they really need to address it. They need to address the unemployment. If they're not going to let us work, because that is in fact what they're not letting us do, and the government has said, here's a bundle of money for you guys. I think I was more irritated today when I heard that they spent time, the governor spent time and money developing a program that will allow you to go on and view what hospitals are currently treating COVID patients, so that if you feel like you're sick, you can go to the hospital that's treating people as opposed to one that's not the best of hospitals, and we're going on 4 weeks of no pay, and there's been no mention of unemployment, and that's a
Yeah.
website he has to develop as well. So as much as I feel like that's important, getting you guys paid and getting other people paid as independent contractors is a little more important than a stinking website that involves where COVID is currently. So
we wrote them a letter, and we didn't mention all
yeah.
that, but the letter will be copy of the letter will be attached. I get like 15 letters, Mel, different, the governors, state senators. I mean, I'll talk to anybody that'll listen, to be totally honest with you. My goal is to get you guys paid. My goal is to figure out when we're getting back to work, and between now and then, how do we get paid?
Right.
So it's kind of where we're at.
So those letters went in the mail today. If you guys want to follow suit and write the letters, by all means, take our name off the bottom and send them out.
Or sign my
again,
name. I don't think I'm that nutty guy that sends like 50 letters, so I don't care.
Yeah, we looked right through the state's website and found every local congressman that was in our area of working. So it went from Philly all the way up to Doylestown, Warrenton, everybody that we could think of. So yeah, those letters, they went out today. We're super excited.
Mel, anybody doing anything cool?
Cool. So we just did the Relentless Moments campaign. It's not a marketing campaign because we by no means want to put this out as if we are selling houses. We are trying to say thank you to the community for everything that they're doing. Jen is putting everything together for us and posting several Relentless Moment posts a day. So if you guys see those, if you could share them so it gets out to people. We would love for you guys to nominate people. We would love for the community to nominate people. So just so you guys know, we need a photo. We need their name. And if you can give us a couple sentences about why you think that they are so awesome, you can email Jen or myself, and we will actually get that out into our Relentless campaign. We've also suspended.
Who's today's guy, Mel? Do we want to put that out yet?
What?
Who's today's guy? Do we want to put that out yet?
No, it's going tomorrow. We had a special.
I'll tell you though. All right, let me just. So there's going to be a bunch of people because a lot of people are doing a lot of cool stuff. And as soon as you guys send this to them, we can't wait to put this stuff out. What I'll ask you to do, and something that we're doing, we're trying to support local people, right? So go in, get yourself some dinner, put some money on the counter, and try to support local restaurants. Well, anyway. So we have local guys that, are going to come out and all this, that, they're doing really cool stuff. All I ask you to do is just take a look at it when this is all over and see if you can get out there and support those guys a little bit because they deserve it.
Yeah, so you guys can nominate everything from healthcare workers to restaurants to anybody in, the grocery world that is currently working their butt off to do all of this stuff. We aren't going to go through everything and say not this person, but this person. We're going to put it all out there because we think that they're all important.
Good, man.
Yeah. So again, if you want to send it out to your sphere and ask them to go ahead and send it to you, it's fine. If you want to put it out and say send it to your own email address and then forward it to us, we will absolutely do that. But we've got some great people that we have featured in the last 2 days. We're looking to do that on a daily basis. So just to help out and say thank you to everybody that is doing all of this stuff.
No axe to grind. No, I want to sell your house. No, just, man, I think what you're doing is really cool. And we just wanted to say thanks because
we've actually put them on our the front page of our Century 21 real estate page. We have suspended our front page from it being, look at houses here to scroll through and see all of these cool people that are doing all of this great stuff. So we are actually featuring them on our homepage as well. So
there you go. I think that's it, right? Take us out, man.
I think that's it. So, we will send out an email as well for next week. We've been doing our Zoom meetings. They're not really meetings. They're kind of get-togethers. We do have some information, kind of like a quick learn something. We did forbearance this week, and that has been a huge topic. So just be careful about the word forbearance, what it means. And before you suggest it to one of your clients, please, 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 have them reach out to Lisa or Bob so that somebody can explain what the meaning of forbearance is, because I think people think it's an awesome thing because they see it on the news and it turns out to be a complete credit nightmare in 3 months.
Yeah, it turns out that they're going to let you slide on it. Excuse me, they're going to let you slide on it for a couple months and then you're going to get a big bill at the end. So understand the fine print, check with Bob and Lisa, for a client, for yourself. if it's important and it's your last resort, but that's what it should be.
Yeah, just keep in mind forbearance means that they are pushing it off. So if they say we'll give you 3 months of forbearance, and let's just say your mortgage payment is $2,000 a month, it's $2,000 plus $2,000 plus $2,000. At the end of the 3 months, you owe $6,000.
Right.
Some lenders are saying, well, at the end of that, we'll go ahead and we'll move it to the back end of the loan, and some are not. Some are saying all 6,000 is due at one time. And oh, by the way, if you don't pay it, we're now showing 30, 60, and 90 days late on your credit. So every lender has something different when they use the word forbearance. So just keep in mind that they are not tacking a payment onto the end every time you call and say, I can't pay my bill, because that's new paperwork, new interest rates, and all of that stuff. They're waiting till the end of this, and they may or may not do that. So again, check what you
getting into.
Bob. So
cool.
So stay tuned for next week. If you guys have anything that you want to talk about on the video or the office Zoom meeting, then feel free to send it in to us, and we will get all of the information so that we can get it out to everybody and talk intelligently when we call.
Or between now and then, something comes up, pick up the phone.
Yes.
Everybody that calls me everybody's called me in the last 2 weeks has started out the same way. You said it was okay to call. The reason I'm saying it's okay to call is because it's okay to call. Even if you want to just try to figure out what's happening next, we'll figure it out together. I think next I'm probably going to figure out how to braid my hair. That's the next thing I'm looking at.
I got to get mine cut. It's awful.
Yeah, right. So if anybody's got skills in that area, by all means, just shoot me an email and I will take a look at it.
Talk to you guys
later.